Hey, what's going on? This is Brian with Fantasy Boom. I'm going to talk to you about a new platform you may or may not be familiar with. It's called Thrive Fantasy. NFL is coming up rapidly this weekend, and once you see how this game works, you're not going to want to play a cash game on Draft Kings ever again. I certainly am not. I just made my first deposit with Thrive Fantasy last night, and I'm going to be playing MLB tonight. Now, when you deposit with Thrive Fantasy, they're going to match you up to $10. So I know some sites might do things a little bit different. It's a newer site. They're going to match your $10 deposit, and then you can get cracking with it. As you're watching my video here, if you think Thrive Fantasy is something that you want to try, you can check the description of this video, or you can check the pinned comment of this video. Just click the link and get involved, get started. Definitely maybe give it a chance tonight with MLB, and then be ready for MLB on Sunday. So let's get into it. We'll go ahead and click NFL. There's a couple different ways to play. There's traditional and versus. I'm going to get into each of them, and I'm going to show you the format and why this is different than everything else. I'm a big fan of, and we're just basically here at Fantasy Boom, we're all about putting people onto platforms that are good alternatives to help people make money. And the worst thing is when you're researching a lineup all day and it ends up tanking. So this is one of those sites that you don't have to worry about going through an entire roster of every single team that's playing. So let's get into traditional first of all. I'm going to click on this first one. The entry fee is $20. Let's talk about the prize payouts first. Now this is very similar to, playing like a GPP in another platform. Top prize is $600. Down to 20th place is $30. So I think it's about a 17 or 18% payout, just like if you're playing on one of the other sites. Let's talk about making the picks now. This is where I said, if you're instead of going through a whole roster and a whole league of, especially on NBA, I'm a big NBA player, and sometimes there'll be, 8-10 games, and I'm sitting here just going through everybody. This one, they're going to give you 20 options, and you're going to pick 10 of them. So pick the 10 that you really like. Let's start with Drew Brees here, number 1. This is very similar to Predict Picks in a sense that you're playing over and under with total fantasy points. This one is focusing on one singular category. So Drew Brees here, 285 total passing yards. Is he going to go over that, or is he going to go under that? The safe bet is that he's going to go over. So you're going to get 95 points if you choose that. If you think Drew Brees is going under, pick the under and get 105 points. You're getting an extra 10 points. So you're going to see some discrepancies. With Julio Jones, over 103 total receiving yards is 110 points. If he goes under that, it's 90. So that's a $20. Not $20, but a 20-point differential. So pick the 10 players you really like. Now here's the thing too, with these big sites like DraftKings, don't you hate when you spend all day putting a lineup together, someone gets hurt, and now your lineup is completely screwed? Thrive Fantasy does something that I don't think any site has done this quite yet, is you're going to also pick 2 ice players, 2 in case of emergency players. So you're going to pick the 10 that you like, and then you're going to pick 11 and 12 who are basically riding the pine for you. They're going to come in off the bench if necessary to replace one of your guys in case they get hurt. So it really protects you from losing money. All right, back to the contest lobby here. I talked about not wanting to play a cash game on DraftKings ever again. Let's get into... okay, so here's a heads up, head-to-head, no rake. So enter this one. Let's look at the prize payout. First place, is $400. So no rake on that one. We're gonna go to the one that does have the rake. Sorry, got to hit load more here. Bear with me, folks. All right, so this is a entry fee $50. So prize payout is $90. I believe if you were playing DraftKings and you played $50, I don't even know if they have $50 games. I know they have $25 games, but I'm just saying for sake of argument, I think you would get $80 for it. So I think they do take 20% out or something like that, and these guys are only taking 10% out. If I'm doing that math correctly in my head, I'm kind of going on the fly here. So to me, that's a better way of playing head-to-head. Okay, so let's talk versus. This is another different format. I'm going to take it all the way down here real quick because this is one I really think is cool. It's a $10 contest. We're going to enter. Now, what happens? The first ever DraftKings game I ever played was a I think it was like a $5 buy-in, and it was a 3-player contest. The top guy got like $12.50. So basically, what happens? The first guy gets the money. The other 2 are SOL. Let's look at the prize payout on this one. If you play $10, so if you want to try the format tonight, if you want to do it tonight with MLB, and you say, okay, I just want to play $10. I'm going to deposit 10 and play it. This is the format to do. So first place is going to get $17, so they're going to profit $7. Second place, $10. They get their money back. So the only way you're going to lose that $10 entry is if you completely lose, if you're in third place. So if you feel pretty good about a 67% chance of being in the top 2, then this is the game for you if you want to try the format out. So making the picks, this is the versus format. And again, in the description of this video or the first line in the comment, you can click the link, get involved with Thrive Fantasy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel here. We're all about hooking people up here at Fantasy Boom and turning them on to the platforms that the other channels just don't want to cover. So the versus game here, we're going to look at Aaron Rodgers versus Alex Smith. Total passing yards. Who's going to get at least 5.5 over in comparison? So Alex Smith, if you choose him, you're going to get an extra 20 points if he throws more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is obviously the safer bet, so we're going with he gets 90 points. So again, it's going to be 20 different questions. You pick the 10 that you really like. Michael Thomas versus Julio Jones. Matt Ryan versus Drew Brees. Odell Beckham Jr. versus DeAndre Hopkins. You just pick the lineup or the matchup that you want. Again, you're not going through a whole roster and whole game of people. They are telling you, hey, you're going to choose between these 20. Pick the 10, and you're on your way. So you're going to find what platform works for you, if the versus one is better or the traditional. Now, me personally, I'm not going to get into the more GPP style games. I think this is the format I'm going to start playing cash games on. And I don't know yet if the versus or the traditional is going to be the way for me to go, but I can't wait to find out. So hope you guys give Thrive Fantasy an opportunity. Again, the description of this video, first line of the comments, click, check it out, deposit $10, match it, and have a good time with the platform.